Why are so many people, especially Christians, quick to question celebrity faith?
Well, this is an easy one.
Talk to me.
It's because if a camera followed you around all day long, they'd be quick to question your and my faith too. Right? That's the difference. When you have a camera on you 24/7, everybody gets to see your flaws and your ups and your downs and your goods and your bads.
Yeah.
They don't get to see that in mine because I don't have a camera in my face 24/7. I think the other problem that happens too is with celebrities, especially you take like somebody like Kanye West, Justin Bieber, Lana Del Rey, Khloe Kardashian, any of these people who make quick conversations about their faith and how they love Jesus. Because we've known their whole life up until that point, we start to go, how could a person like that love Jesus? And then the moment they drop off, it's like, there's another one right there. It's the same thing we see with pastors when pastors fall off, right? It's like, oh, there's the Christians again. And so people have become very quick to judge. So anytime we see, these people that are all over the internet, that are all over social media all the time, like we get a microscope in on what they're doing all the time. Unfortunately, what that does is that if that becomes the standards of what the Christian faith is, then people are going to have a pretty lousy view of what Christians are if they get to see all the negatives like that all the time.
I think of a pretty extreme one right off the rip. Sean Ryan had a guy that used to perform in pornography, and he talked a lot about that. He said how hard it was for him when Christ came into his heart and changed him, how hard it was for him to be accepted as the position that God wanted to put him in, which is as a man who speaks out against pornography, and how so many people were very critical of him because of the decisions he had made. By the way, the funny thing is we've all made bad decisions, as you're insinuating. I've made a ton of bad decisions. If you would have followed me through my 20s, sir, and then you'd always look back to those and goes, that's who you are. I would never be able to walk into a church I'd set on fire.
Right.
But again, we're all given this opportunity in Jesus. It doesn't matter what you've done. And by the way, if God's putting a message in your heart, we see it with all these different celebrities. Felix went on to mention there too about Khloe Kardashian, I think. And I don't know anything about her. I don't do a lot of, believe it or not, for how much online stuff we put out. I don't do a lot of online searching and understanding, but what he's got written here is that she's been speaking a lot about her faith recently, and she's been catching a lot of heat for it on the back end. And it's just a crummy thing because I think we call them idols. Literally, that's what we would say. They're like teen idols.
Sure.
Then we have American Idol. We throw this word around a lot, and the Bible actually throws it around a lot too. And you see that these are two completely different, far as the East is from the West, interpretations of this same word. But that means to idolize. And there is something about watching these people who live these exploitive lives that are out in the public. We get to see all their things. And especially if they're wealthy and then they're pretty or they're handsome or they've got a nice car, a big house, or lots of money, we do idolize that. So then when they shift away from this image that we, in our little hearts, are kind of worshiping in our own little way, I think that it really gets pretty far away from what God wants us to do, which is when anyone seeks him out, the rest of us are supposed to step in and go, welcome. And let me, if I can, be of assistance in helping you to better understand your relationship that you're experiencing right now.
Yeah.
If somebody didn't do that to me, I wouldn't be a Christian today.
Yeah, it's so well stated. I'm so glad we didn't have cameras when I was in my 20s, man, because it'd have been
or teens. I mean, you bring up such a very vivid understanding of what the difference is between us and them.
Very much so. I also think, unfortunately, there's so many people that are rooting for them to fall.
Certainly.
And so there's always the constant tension of when you are in the limelight and you have money and you have power and you have influence, you have to begin to live your life very, very differently. There is no room for flaws because the moment they are, you get canceled and you just get torn up online. And I think that's...
How about this too? You have money. Your money comes from this lifestyle that you built up that is built on debauchery.
Absolutely.
So all your income and all the people that then work for you, because we're talking about people, you and I own our businesses, but we also have people that work for us. And I consider my guys that work for me all the time when I'm trying to book these jobs and when I'm trying to make sure everybody's getting paid exactly on time. Like, imagine now you're a celebrity and you have a whole entourage of people that depend on you to do the thing you've been doing that's made you successful into perpetuity. And all of a sudden you have a Jesus change, which, by the way, for that lifestyle is very unpopular. Now you're talking about all of our money's going to go away, buddy.
Yeah.
Are you nuts? I have kids and a mortgage.
Yeah, all your agents are telling you, hey, you can't do this anymore. There's no more booking deals. There's no more music deals. There's no more whatever it might be. You're exactly right. Your whole entire lifestyle can change in a moment for making a change like that.
And the truth is that there is popularity in Christianity, and we talk about that. Christianity, the idea of Christianity, Christian music and stuff, there is an uptick in people enjoying that and celebrating it. And there's some great stuff out there, right? And some of these shows like The Chosen are very successful shows. So it's not that there's none of that. But the truth is, sometimes when God wants to pull you away from this thing, he doesn't have another thing that is as elevated as that thing. He might have you working in a soup kitchen. You might be a CEO of a Fortune 500, and now you're working in a soup kitchen. By the way, I knew a guy like that when I was in rehab. I knew a guy that had run multi-$100 million company and was in the same place because he went to prison for a while because he was a drug addict. Wow. And he was working in soup kitchens with me and helping me bag groceries for people that needed food and helping me organize clothes at the at the clothing drive. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is a real person I really knew. So sometimes if you're a Khloe Kardashian or a Kanye West or any of these celebrities that then have these moments, that can be scary for everybody because you don't know that then on the other side of it, you're going to have the same global effect, let's say, of affecting others with this new message,
Sure.
Let alone the financial gains that come with it. It's a big sacrifice. And it's unfortunate that we as Christians don't recognize their sacrifice that they're making by speaking out and stepping into the void and going, I support you.
But that's the whole part about Christianity. It is a sacrifice.
Yes.
That's why 1 John 2 tells us that you don't get to love me and love the world. You're either going to hate the one and serve the other, or love the one and hate the other. This is the whole concept John is painting for him here. And especially when you have money. This is the rich young ruler as well. It's like he came and said, I've done all these things. And Jesus says, go sell everything that you have and come follow me. And he went away sad because he was a man of great wealth. And so it's very hard. That's why the Bible talks about nothing wrong with wealth, but it's very hard for very often wealthy people to come to know the Lord because of the cost.
God, think about the doubling down of the people that already want to see you fall. Now that you've made this other path that is something else, then they double down on their anticipation of your fall. The microscope tightens in on your life. Let's see how much more is there. Why is this person making this drastic change? By the way, still true today is that media hates the church. I believe that. We have, oh boy, oh my gosh, our friends here in the audience. We have a phenomenal pastor. I'm not going to give you away too much because you're going to have to check it out. It's so good. This guy was a massive pastor. Global world traveler for his pastoral duties, and he made a big mistake. And I'm telling you, everyone came out of the woodwork. It was a national story that this guy did this thing, and the whole downfall of him was on all the different platforms. Why? Because I think there's an evil element behind mass media. That's what I think. And I think that the minute the church starts to even stumble, it's like what they say about the people trying to stop terrorists. We stop terrorists every day and nobody thanks us, but they sure get mad the one time that a terrorist commits an act. That's better applied, I think, to the church. The church all across the United States does many amazing things all over the world. Does many amazing things that nobody ever reports about on the news. You never see it. but you sure as heck see when one pastor does something wrong. And it's on everything, and it's all across the country. See, because there's those Christians, that's what they do. Everybody's this guy.
Planes that land safely don't make the news.
Gosh, isn't that it? It's so nuts.
It is so nuts. But it's a plan of the evil one to show, take a moment of somebody failing and then cast aspersion upon so many other people and then create this national effect of people walking away from the church. Of course, it's the devil.
And it's humans that hate Jesus. That's what I think.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that here before with pornography and who's behind pornography. I think it's the same forces.
I'm with you.
I agree. They're demonically influenced in their hearts through a hatred of Christ to propagate things that make the church look bad.
Mm-hmm. We see it every day.
Yep.